Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello to all the ships at sea. I just wanted to share two quick things. I got some really interesting email in the last 24 hours that I thought the group would enjoy. Number one, someone pointed out, and I did a little more research this morning on the finger points. On the finger points, on the ring finger, the finger point is actually on the pinky side. It is not on the ring side. So when we're tapping on our finger points, and I'm going to show you the back of my hand. So it's thumb side of the thumb side of the index finger, middle finger, the other side of the ring finger, and then back to the thumb side of the pinky. If you just search acupuncture chart for hands online, you'll see the location of those. There's actually about 20 points on the sides of the fingers and the back of the hands. And so that is something that is good and useful to recognize. Number two, I wanted to read a little bit of an email that I got from someone. I will read this anonymously because I don't know if they were going to know that this would be shared in this way. So, but I think it's really important because one of the things that we're talking about, this is the 5 a.m. Action Club, and it's about doing things better. But this is just as important. I have a little short story to share with you. I was supposed to do an 18-kilometer run today and was unable to do so. Not sure what happened, but I chose to listen to my body and stop at 12 kilometers. I was beating myself up saying, you're a quitter and you're not good. You're not going to meet your goals, etc. Then I remembered something you mentioned in the call to honor your body and what it was asking for today. So I changed the thought in my head from you're a quitter to thank you for listening to and honoring the message of your body. As soon as I said that, I started to forgive myself and to listen to what my body was asking. I respected it and I validated the message I was giving. I am now curious to see what happens next. So this isn't just about us doing a bunch of tapping in the morning so we can go do more things. This is about changing our resource state so that we can be present to our day in a different way. And when we do that, we make more thoughtful, more deliberate choices. And sometimes those more thoughtful, deliberate choices are more productive. And sometimes those more thoughtful, deliberate choices are slowing down and stopping and doing the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves. My goal is to have a really great day. It's not to cross everything off of my to-do list. It's not to be the most efficient and productive that I can be. And sometimes that means not doing things. So as we navigate our way through this, give yourself permission to just listen and pay attention to what's going on. I thought it was just such a beautiful sentiment to receive from someone. I thought that you all might enjoy that as well. Awesome. Okay, great. Let's dive in and let's do a little bit of that. So everybody take a nice big deep breath, tap on the side of the hand, give your body a quick scan. And just pay attention. Not even diagnostically, not trying to figure out what's wrong. Just be aware. And tap on the chin, taking a nice big deep breath. Side of the eye. Tippy top of the head. Collarbone. Under the arm. Side of the hand. Thumb. Chin. Eyebrow. Under the eye. Tippy top of the head. Collarbone. Chin. Oh. Under the nose. Side of the eye. Under the arm. Liver spot there on the edge of your rib cage. Chin. Eyebrow. Under the eye. Side of the hand. Collarbone. Chin. Under the nose. Eyebrow. Gamut spot. Chin. Side of the eye. Collarbone. Under the nose. Side of the eye. Tippy top of the head. Collarbone. Chin. Under the nose. Side of the eye. Collarbone. Chin. Side of the eye. Eyebrow. Chin. Nice big deep breath. Side of the hand, one more big deep breath. Big stretch. Move. Grab a sip of water. Or a towel to wipe your tears down. It is significantly easier to have a yawning fit when you're not having to talk into a microphone at the exact same time. Awesome. If some things came to mind that you need to capture, something you need to hear, something you need to remember to do, some wisdom that you gathered, jot it down. Don't lose it. Yeah, getting stuck in a huge yawn. There are times when I do this where it'll just be 3 straight minutes of just yawn, 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 as my body just returns to its normal function. So as I mentioned yesterday, I wanted to spend a little time talking about tapping specifically for your to-do list. And a number of you have heard me talk about this before, but there's actually a couple of requests when people had filled out the feedback form. They wanted to have a little conversation about this. So I thought I'd share the way that I approach all of this. So for me, the way that I tap for my to-do list in the morning is pretty straightforward. What I do is I have my to-do list. For me, it's something that I do handwritten, and I update every single day. And What I do is I look at everything that is on my to-do list and I take the things one at a time. And the first thing I do, so I send someone a letter of agreement because I have to work with them, because I'm going to work with them. We had a sales conversation yesterday, they're signing on. So what I do is I look at that thing on my to-do list. It says send contract. I close my eyes, I take a deep breath, and I said, imagine myself sending that particular to do that, doing that particular task. And as I do it, it's easy. Someone's on board. It's really easy to say yes. Second thing on my to-do list is I have to reach out to a bunch of folks who I've been collaborating with, and I have to change the terms of the collaboration, which is a little bit scary because I have a bunch of people who are on the same page. And I have to say, hey, we're changing directions. So as I tune into that, what I do is I notice some tightness here in my solar plexus. And so as I notice the tightness here in my solar plexus, I just pay attention to that. And if you've worked with me before, you know the two questions we always ask is, what are you afraid of? And what proof do you have that that's the case? So in this case, as I tune into that and I imagine myself doing it, the thing that I hear is, I'm going back in my word and people are going to be really angry. And then when I ask myself, what proof do I have? I recognize the fact that, well, there's not actually any proof. And the people I'm collaborating with, I have a really good relationship with, and it's not that big of a deal. Now, as I think that, the tension is still there in my solar plexus. So the way I would then tap for that is, I recognize the fact I have to do this thing that is scary. And I also recognize the fact that I'm making a change that's going to work out better for us in the long run. I'm making a change that's actually going to be more profitable and beneficial, and it's a good thing for me to do. And so then I just go through the process and I imagine what is going on. The first round of tapping is I'm describing the thing that I am afraid of. The second round of tapping, I describe what my response is. If I was coaching someone else, what I would tell them. And so that's the way that I kind of step into my to-do list. So I just wanted to give you that instruction as something that you might want to try when we're done here, because that's going to be something that's so super personalized. It's going to be a little difficult for us to do that in a communal way, but that is the framework that I am using. So actually, with that being said, let's get the right graphic up here. Let's take a look at, with that as a framework, what are you afraid of today? What is that thing or things on your to-do list that you're worried about today? And again, if you want to add any details over here to the chat box, but I want you to do that. I want you to imagine the thing that you're afraid of, and I want you to just tune into your system and pay attention to what is going on in your body. And to see if there's heaviness, to see if there's tension, to see if there's a chattery brain. Sometimes when we experience it's something that's outside of our body, it feels like a wall in front of us or something that is pulling us back or pulling us down. So as you tune in and as you listen to your system, what are you worried about, and what does your system think is going to go wrong? And just start populating some of those things in the chat box, and we'll tap along to a whole bunch of them. I'm going to do things wrong. I'm going to end up homeless. I won't be adequate. Yeah, I can hear that. Not prepared. Too much to do. Don't have time. Frustration levels with travel and the world we're in right now. Yeah. People reject me when I market myself. Getting stuck watching shows, not doing what we're supposed to be doing. I understand that one. Great, and feel free to keep populating stuff there. We'll add them in as we go along. Tippy top of the head and just move from point to point. I recognize the fact that there are things that I would like to do. Things I would like to do today or tomorrow morning. And the reason why they're on my to-do list is there is some value for me to do these tasks. Some of my tasks are about keeping me safe. Some of my tasks are about keeping me healthy. Some of my tasks are about helping me to move forward. And even when I have a perfect plan, it doesn't mean things are going to go as planned. I could make a mistake. I could show up unprepared. I'm going to make the same mistake I made last time. Others are going to judge the action I take. And so the resistance that I'm feeling and the worry that I am feeling is just trying to point out things that could go wrong. Is just trying to keep me safe. I appreciate the fact that my system is speaking up. I appreciate that my system is trying to keep me safe. And so I'm going to listen to the resistance. Because sometimes my resistance is good, thoughtful information. And sometimes my resistance is my system overfunctioning. And worrying way too deeply. I want the resistance to know that it's heard loud and clear. And that I take my system seriously when it is speaking to me. And I also recognize it is possible to hear the resistance and transform the resistance into something that is proportional. Into something that is easy. Into something that is useful. And I give myself permission to be easy and gentle with myself. Knowing that my system isn't actually trying to undermine me. It's just looking out for me. I can make good, thoughtful actions today. I can take deliberate actions today. I give myself permission to be easy as I'm trusting myself. It's not about being perfect. It's not about doing everything. It's about being fully present to the day. And fully present to this moment. And if I do that, I will create and craft a good day. Or prepare and set myself up for a great day tomorrow. Nice big deep breath, big stretch. Awesome. As you did that, if you need to readjust your to-do list, if there are things that you need to add, things you need to remove, things you need to recalibrate, if you thought of some resources or some steps or some ways of doing things that you hadn't thought of before, capture those as well. If there was some wisdom or some insight that you got internally as you did that, again, feel free to add that into the chat box. It's an encouragement for everyone else when we can hear the insights and the thoughts that are coming through as we do that. Allow myself to be enthusiastic without worrying about being too much. I like that. To be silly more. I love that. Reevaluate my to-do list. I like that too. What I feel toward and about myself is like a ripple in the pond. These feelings are rippling out around me. One of the really cool things about starting our day or ending our day or setting ourselves up like this is what my buddy Rick Wilkes talks about, is how we become vibrational leadership. And we become vibrational leaders, and how we show up in the world after doing something like this has rippling effects to those people who are around us. After you finish grabbing your notes and your ideas that you're capturing there, just take another nice big deep breath, scan your system. And again, just re-notice your body. And I want you, from 0 to 10, I want you to just kind of notice what your energy level is. As you tap on the collarbone, just gently feel your energy level rising. Or if it's at the end of the day, gently feel your body relaxing. And as you tap onto the nose, just like when I do this, I almost imagine like going through and turning switches on or turning dials up or down. I'm just consciously tuning into my body and letting it know that there's energy stores and there's focus and there's deliberation that I have access to. And I'm allowed to access that. Under the arm. And as I do that, I can just feel my energy just ticking up from a 6 to an 8. Just by deliberately saying, hey, have energy, it's there. Collarbone again, just notice any tension. Just send some love and some gentleness towards that tension as you tap. And as you tap onto the nose, as you notice any tension, like for me, it's my lower back right now, imagine just sending energy and light and heat. And if you're going to send light, send it in the color the body needs. The body knows. Just listen. Side of the eye. Tippy top of the head. Collarbone. Another thing that I like to imagine when I'm doing this is I like to imagine all of the pieces and parts of my system clicking in and kind of engaging and linking together. Almost like it's a bunch of separate little Legos that I'm going pop, pop, pop. Shannon, as the different parts of my system click together like puzzle pieces, I just feel that energy moving through my body. Side of the eye, kind of in a more efficient way, almost like when you remove a dam and water just moves through so much easier. That's what the energy is doing, as my system interlocks and clicks together. Under the nose, and just appreciate a complicated, intricate, amazing system that we travel in every day. Collarbone. Side of the hand. And as you tap onto the arm, just ask the system, what does it need today? What does it need tonight? What does it need in the next 7.5 minutes? Just ask it. Collarbone. Chin. Nice big deep breath. Give me a big stretch. Just rescan your body again. And again, if you notice something you need to do for yourself, a piece of wisdom, a memory that you need to tap on once we get off the line here, capture that stuff. Don't lose it. You know, I say that a lot, but I spend a great deal of time during my day going, oh, what was that thing I thought of 7.5 minutes ago? I work with clients like, can you repeat that thing? And I'm like, no, it's already evaporated from my head. So we want to capture those things. If there was something thoughtful and deliberate that you might think others would find useful today, feel free to add that in the chat box as well. For me, my body is just kind of vibrating, not like caffeine-y vibrating, but just like I can just feel it humming in a little more efficient way, and I am ready for today. One of the things that you can do is, it says, I would like to release the stories that are the dams blocking the flow of energy. Tap on that particular phrase and tap on that particular imagery and give yourself permission to know that you don't have to know the story and you don't have to know the lesson of the story. If we need to learn a lesson from a past experience, a past trauma, we will get a chance to learn that lesson. But lots of the things that we've experienced that are blocking that flow of energy in our system are things that we'll never experience again. I'm never going to be a disempowered 6-year-old ever again. Well, probably I will never be a disempowered 6-year-old ever again. The world is a wacky place and who knows what is coming. But because that is the case, there's no lessons that I need to learn from that particular experience. And sometimes we hold on to old stories because there's a part of us subconsciously it's going, I have to learn the lesson so I don't fall into this pit again. And the reality is, a lot of times there's no lesson, there's no meaning. It was something that was just bad for us in the moment and we can let that go. Awesome. Well, great. Well, thank you for joining us this morning, this afternoon, this evening for a little 30 minutes of tapping. I hope you have an awesome, amazing day. I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow if you decide to show up. All of you who are joining us on video, I'm just as happy as you're joining us there after the fact, knowing that we're building this community of close to 130 people now who are tapping each day to move forward in this really awesome way. It's going in and looking at the download stats and the people watching videos after the fact just makes me smile, knowing that we're connecting in this really, really beautiful way. Tomorrow morning, in addition to doing the tapping, we'll talk a little bit about the weekend and how we can do things to set ourselves up for a weekend, because my day is a little less structured on the weekend, and so it's a little harder to do these things. So I'll share some of the ways that I like to tap on the weekend with you at the end of the day. Have an awesome Thursday. If you have 3 hours left in your Thursday, if you have 20 hours left in your Thursday, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome, awesome day. Bye-bye.